Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well.
Come on in.
Do you mind if I take a seat?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you as well. I know the last time we met, you were in a little bit of a rush.
Yeah.
So I apologize for kind of catching you off guard like that.
No worries.
How was your trip to Beijing?
It was great, actually. It
Yeah?
was a long flight to get there, but it was nice to see. I'd never been there before, which is
Okay.
really cool. But,
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Were you able to see any of the country at all, or not really?
A little bit, kind of busy with work, so not too much, but
course.
I tried when I could.
Right. It is a business trip, so I guess that makes
A
sense.
little jet lagged on the way back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, can I take out my stuff?
Yeah, go
All
for
right,
it.
Cool. Thank you.
I was happy you reached out. So small world. You were at the career fair, and I met you then, and then ran into Starbucks.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
happy we could meet up.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day. I know you're very busy right now. Is 15 minutes still work? I know that's what we set up earlier.
Yeah, definitely. 15 minutes is good.
All right, great, awesome. If you don't mind, I just kind of want to ask some questions, make sure I really understand your business,
Okay.
and that way I can see if if we can service your your business properly,
Yeah.
and make sure that I totally get the ins and outs of everything that's going on with you
Okay,
guys.
sounds good.
All right, cool. So yeah, so I know you guys are currently. I know the last time I saw you, you were doing the time cards.
Yes.
Did you end up getting those done and filled out in time?
I did, barely, but I did. A little tricky.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So actually, before I get started, also I just want to check: are you going to be having like the final say on Cintrix, or is there someone else that has a say in this? Or?
Yeah. So Kyle Stevenson is my boss.
Okay.
He overlooks 3 different sales teams. So ultimately, whatever ends up happening, if we move forward, he would be the one that we would be meeting with in the future. So
Okay.
basically, he's higher up than me when it comes to decision making.
All right, great. And is he just in charge of your specific office? I know that you guys have some different offices as well.
Yes, he's in charge of my office, but he would be most likely reporting in terms if there was going to be a change made in our office, he would be in charge of it, overseeing everything.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. So really quickly, I know you mentioned before there were 3 different teams. How many members are on each team for you, for example?
Yeah. So my team is 6 different reps, and within my area, there's 3 different teams that are just like mine. So I'm the sales manager, and then there's 3 other sales managers that have about 5 to 8 members on each of their teams.
Okay.
So yes.
All right. Cool. And as far as your current process with the time cards, I know last time you seemed pretty busy with them.
Yes.
What is your current process, and how many do you normally fill out?
Yeah. So currently, I do them by hand. I can only do them online to our network in the office. So when I'm outside the office, I have to do them like you saw me, kind of in a hurry, a little less organized. So we, for the construction workers that we're doing the time cards for, I do their payroll so that I can bill it to our customers and then eventually get my commission for the whole process. It takes about 2 to 3 hours a week for me currently doing those time cards.
Okay.
So that's what the process is right now.
All right, great. So I was going to ask you how long do you normally spend? So you say 2 to 3 hours?
2 to 3 hours normally per week.
Interesting.
Yes.
And are you the only one that's filling out these time cards?
No, I fill out for my team, and then the other reps fill out the managers fill out for their teams, but then the reps themselves also use the time cards.
Okay, so
everyone is, yeah.
Right, so everyone's filling out these.
Everyone's filling out the time cards.
Okay,
yes,
wow. And does it take in 2 to 3 hours for everybody?
It does, yes.
Okay, wow. So that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Can you tell me a little bit about the software that you're currently using with this process? I know you're saying that it's an office.
So yeah, it's basically just with our office computers. The network that we have in the physical office is what I use it on. So it's just kind of a standard like punch-in spreadsheet type of thing. Outside the office, I can't even connect to the same network, so it's a little more confusing in that regard. But it's nothing very fancy right now. It's
Okay.
a little
All right.
strenuous.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. So does the length of this process in 2 to 3 hours for every single one of your reps, does that get in the way of other business?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty time consuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you ever not fill out these time cards by the end of the week? You ever have trouble filling them out?
There have been a couple times, yeah. Obviously work weeks gets crazy, business, everything happening. Sometimes it can be a little strenuous to add the 2 to 3 hours a week, and there have been 1 or 2 times where it did run into a couple issues, yeah.
Okay, so when it does run over, what normally happens after that?
It normally kind of gets passed off to other members of the team, so
Right.
obviously that isn't ideal because then it goes into their work. Obviously Kyle wouldn't be happy with that either, so on the case that has happened like 1 or 2 times, that did fall out that way.
Okay.
But,
All right, sounds pretty
so obviously
frustrating.
it's-
Yeah.
Not an ideal situation right there.
Right, of course. And obviously you guys are on the road a lot, so you were saying that you're in the office. Like, does that create some issues sometimes?
A little bit, yeah. Because since I'm traveling so much, it is hard if I'm not in the office. I don't have access to the quicker way to use it on the computer, so it definitely does make it a little bit more challenging.
Okay. And has spending all this time on these time cards ever, lost you a sale for business?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
The 2 to 3 hours, yeah, it takes
Right.
up a bit of time.
Adds up, yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, if we could connect you to a network, remotely, how much time would that save you and your team when completing these time cards?
Probably save a lot of time. I really, like I said, it's difficult that I can only do it in the office. So like again, I can't just go to Starbucks and quickly finish it all because there isn't the same server. For some reason that's how we have it going, but it definitely would be beneficial if I was able to do it somewhere else.
Absolutely. And so if you have all that time that you just mentioned, a lot significantly more time, what impact would that have on your business? Yeah.
It would probably have a big impact. 2 to 3 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a week, once a week does add up to a lot. I think it honestly could end up increasing one more sale per week even, which would definitely be beneficial to the company. If each rep was able to add one more sale, that would obviously make a big difference.
And as far as one more sale for your team or for each rep, how much does a sale usually, financially, what does that mean to your business?
Normally about $1,000 per sale, so.
Okay, great. So, as far as, would you say that if we could drastically cut down on these 2 to 3 hours, it would definitely impact your business in a positive way?
Yes, I would think so. The flexibility is something that we really need. The flexibility to do it outside of the office, because of this server issue, that's just not applicable right now.
So what if I told you that Cintrix might be able to connect you and all your reps to the network remotely while maintaining an elite level of security as well? Is that something that you'd be interested in?
I think so, yeah, potentially.
Okay, awesome. So I want to tell you a little bit about our product. It sounds like there's definitely a couple things I might be able to service you with.
Yep.
As far as Cintrix, what it is it essentially is just like a virtual lab essentially for your business and your time cards. So there's 2 different products. We have a virtual app as well as a Cintrix desktop. So for you specifically, it sounds like the virtual app is something that you are going to be more interested in. I'll go over that in a little bit as well. But just, it's a secure remote access for employees, for companies all over the world. We, through physical desktops and our secure virtual apps, we can get you and your entire company connected to the network remotely, no matter where they are or what they want to do. So as far as these virtual apps go, I know you were saying before that you travel a lot. 2 to 3 hours in the car or on these time cards can absolutely add up a lot every single week. So freedom, you have the freedom to work from anywhere for these things. So like you said, there's a long flight to Beijing, right? Yeah. You could be doing this assignment on your laptop. I have a similar agency as you guys that currently made the switch to us, and their process went from 4 hours down to 30 minutes. So it really drastically cut down for the week. So that's obviously very beneficial to them. Yeah. I think it's something that might be able to work with you guys as well. So it delivers Windows, Linux, web, and SaaS applications. I don't know what that really means if you understand that. Skype for Business as well, which is pretty useful, and also it's effective use of Microsoft Azure, and it essentially delivers graphics, intensifies 3D apps, and CAD and standard business levels.
Okay.
So essentially, like I said before, as you said before, excuse me, if we can connect you to that network from any time, or for that time card problem, you'd make one more sale a week, right? Mm-hmm. So, just doing basic numbers, it sounds like you could make potentially $45,000 more of business by the end of the year if you cut down on this time. Okay. So that's definitely something that I think will benefit your company. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Do you have any questions?
What is the security like with this software? Because in the past, there is security issues that we had, because that's why we aren't able to do that outside of Office using the same network. Is it like a password, username type deal, or how secure?
Yeah, so our system is very secure. We make sure that we have a very reliable product. One way that we get around we have a strong system is we have a 2-factor authentication process. Mm-hmm. So when you sign on, you're going to get an email or a text message to your phone. So it's not just your username and password. It's way deeper than that, and it is way more secure than just signing onto a desktop. Yeah. I know obviously when you're dealing with people's finances and time cards, it's definitely something that you want to maintain a high level of security with. Yeah. And I can guarantee you this product is extremely secure. And our team and our IT guys make sure that you won't have any issues with that security issue.
Definitely, it's more reassuring.
Yeah, absolutely. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Also, what about like training? Is this going to be difficult to use and how to roll out? Is that going to take a lot of time out of my rep's day to learn how to use this platform?
Not really at all. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I was never an IT person growing up. I never was very good at it. But we have a couple seminars or one seminar where me and our IT team can meet with you guys either virtually or in person, and we'll show you guys how to get it all set up and started. It won't take more than an hour. And then it's a very easy and simple to use process where all your sales reps are going to be able to really catch a hang of it pretty quickly. It really shouldn't be a problem at all.
Okay.
And also, in addition to that, if you or them have any questions or concerns later down the road after the seminar,
Yeah.
you can always feel free to reach out to me.
Okay.
I like to think that it's more of a partnership here. It's not really just I'm not going to sell you this and then disappear. I definitely want to make sure that you guys the product is working properly, and you guys don't have any problems with it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. One other thing, as addition to the virtual app, which I think is something that you were saying could save you a lot of time and money, we also have our Cintrix desktop, which doesn't really sound like it's going to affect you, but it's something else that your exec team or your IT team might be more interested in. So it's actually a physical desktop that we'll be putting into your office if you guys are interested in this, and it's got a lot of cost savings because resources can be shared and allocated on as need basis. So it's sent out very quickly, securely to everybody. In addition to this, it's more efficient use of resources and energy. It's very quick with the updating for your systems, and it's centralized administration and fewer compatibility issues. When you're using a lot of different services, it can get pretty tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think maybe your IT team might be interested in as well.
Yeah.
So how does this all sound to you, Steph?
I think it sounds good. I definitely understand the security is one of our biggest issues and the flexibility, so those definitely cover those two concerns for sure. Moving forward, Kyle, like I said before, is my manager, so he would have to be in on a decision. So if there was going to be a next step made, it would have to be with him as well.
Okay. Yeah, so I totally understand that you can't give me a final order right now, and that's absolutely fine. So I would love the opportunity, if it's good with you, to maybe sit down or have a phone call conference with you, Kyle, and anyone else that might be involved in the decision-making process.
Okay.
Do you know a time that might work for you and Kyle?
I could do this Friday around noon.
Okay, this Friday at noon?
Yeah, Kyle, and also there's a couple other members of IT that I could add onto the call as well.
Okay.
Who would probably want to know a little bit more background about this product as well.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure that I'm actually going to have an IT guy with me as well on the phone call, and we'll talk to them a little bit more about the Cintrix desktop, which I think they'll be interested in.
All right.
And I definitely am looking forward to meeting with you and Kyle. So I actually have a sheet here for you as well. And all it is just all the information that we spoke about today, as well as a link to our company website, which has a lot of videos which describes these products even further. So I definitely suggest you take a look at it if you have the time. Obviously, I know you're very busy, so I don't want to force anything on you. But I'll also send you a follow-up email this afternoon. Make sure that meeting's set.
Perfect.
And so how's that sound? Everything all right?
Sounds great.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too. I didn't time it.